promised here's our second area video. To be quite honest, we can actually survive using the formula that we had from the first area formula using that sine idea. Because here we have triangle ABC, and A is equal to 12. Oops, almost put that in the wrong spot. B is equal to 16 meters. And then this is equal to 25 meters. Okay, so my other formula, that's how I'm going to approach this first. And then you could stop the video and not even look at the next formula if you don't want. But if you want to go above and beyond and see another tool for your toolbox, it is something you're going to have to memorize on your own, right? So let's just remember that, and I'll tell you that again when we're looking at this. So the first video that we saw, I derived this formula, and I do have triangle ABC, so this works out real good. 1/2 A times B sine of angle C. So remember, this formula only works if SAS is given. And then the second example I did in that video, it wasn't SAS. So you had to use the law of sines to find another part of the triangle to get SAS. Then use that in order to find the area. So it was a two-step problem. This is honors. We should not be avoiding two-step questions. Not at all. So what this implies then is I have to find angle A. If I'm good wrong, I could have done it 1/2 BC sine of A. Really what I have to do is find one of these three angles, any of the three. So since I wrote this formula, I'm going to find angle C. And then that means step one, I have to use the law of cosines. Okay, so remember what the law of cosines is to find angle C when you have an SSS. Cosine of C equals A squared plus B squared, the other two sides, minus C squared, all over 2 times 12 times 16. And then good thing I have my calculator open, and I'm just going to go through those button pushes again. I'm not going to use the fraction button. You go right ahead. If you use the fraction button, you don't need parentheses. Plus, I must hit minus 16 squared, minus 25 squared. Close it, divided by 2 times, don't use more parentheses. That's another thing. Do not write that the way I wrote that, because then it closes the denominator, and then you're done. You will not get the right answer. Okay, if you don't do these things too, you're going to get wrong answers. This is why I yell at you during the notes if you're not taking or not typing buttons on your calculator along with me. You're just sitting there. And then we have to inverse cosine that. We should know that. All right, so there you go. Got an obtuse angle, like I said, for there. And you're going to save this on your calculator. So, but that's 125.9. So if you want to stick with that formula that we gave you on Monday, you're good to go now. Step 2 is actually find the area using that formula that I have up there. So 1/2 12 times 16 times the sine of 125.9 degrees gives me the area now. That's what A equals. So A equals, fine, we'll go to the calculator, make sure again you're in degrees. Have to be, right after your notes. What time do I have here? 12 times 16. Probably taking some time on the typing. Sine, and then remember I have this saved, so I'm just going to hit sine of answer. Unrounded answer. So this is a nice, perfect final answer. 77.8. 77.8, and then this is meters squared because this is area. So 2 steps. Or, fine, shut off the video right now. I don't want to know any more formulas. Okay, I have enough. I have the law of sines, Mr. Samuels, and then law of cosines, and then the area formula. That's too much for you to memorize. Well, you better get to it. But if you want to go above and beyond the call and learn a new formula, there's something called Huron's formula. It actually has no trig in it whatsoever. It is a 2-part thing you have to do, though. And then I'll show you how you end up getting the same answer. Step 1, you have to find what's called the semi-perimeter, which is simply just half the perimeter. Step 2, Plug those numbers into this formula. Semi-perimeter times semi-perimeter minus each side. Multiply together, then square root. Again, we are not going to derive this. We are just going to shove the formula into this, and I'll show you how you get the same answer with a different formula. It's magic. So step one, find S, which is 12 plus 16 plus 25 divided by 2. Oh, fine. Well, hold on. Come on. 30, 20, 28, 38, 48, 53 divided by 2, 25, 26, 26.5, I believe. I think that is. Okay, 53 divided by 2, 26.5. Step 2, here's the area. Square root of 26.5 times 26.5 minus each side. Watch what I do with 26.5 on my calculator. I'm going to store it so I don't have to keep writing 26.5. Nice little calculator feature. Okay, so go into the calculator. 26.5 stow. That means store. It's a short of store, and I'm going to store that in for x. And then I'm going to go ahead and start my square root. It's 26.5 times, we're going to need parentheses, 26.5 minus 12, write it exactly as it is, times 26.5 minus 16, close, times, you don't need a times button when you're just putting parentheses next to each other, 26.5 minus 25. Watch this math magic, a completely different formula. Boom, shaka, lakas, 77.8. So it's cool doing that two different ways, two completely unrelated formulas, and you get the exact same answer. Okay, so you could ignore all of that. You still have an option of how to find that when you're given side, side, side using area. So if you don't want to memorize another formula, don't, all right? You got all the power to do something else. Have a good day.